Travel consideration provided by
COPD is harder on the folks around you, I think. My wife smoked, and she quit because she needs to be here to take care of me.
The people you love are worth quitting for. You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Work. Play. Blink. Relief. Work. Play. Blink. Relief.
The only 3-in-1 extended relief formula for dry eyes.
Blink.
Tomorrow on ET, it's our Missy Elliott dance party.
This is another ET exclusive. Holla! Hey!
Oh, she's super duper fly. Now, before we go, let's check back in with Kevin Frazier in Tahoe.
Thanks, Nichelle. I'm going to enjoy the lake and the golf and the food up here in Tahoe, but we're going to leave you with on-set confessions from Winona Ryder. Enjoy those, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
The style came very, very naturally to me. I wore a lot of black. I still do. She was sort of
happening now.
A major accident shutting down 1604 in both directions at 281. We have a crew on the scene to help you get around that area.
A few afternoon pop-up downpours have developed this Thursday. We'll get you the latest check at Authority radar. Plus, when we could see a few more pop up coming up in a few.
And as pressure mounts on President Joe Biden to leave the race, the president is about to hold a solo news conference from the NATO summit. We're going to have more on this make or break moment for the president next. The news at 5 starts right now.
And happening right now, part of Loop 1604 is closed on the city's north side. This is a TransGuide look here, just west of 281.
So we know that this is where a cement truck crashed through a concrete barrier and right into oncoming traffic, which is what you see right there. Our Garrett Berger is out there live right now assessing what's happening. Garrett, how bad is the damage?
It's pretty bad, as you can see. You can see the crash truck. They've put it up right side. That cab absolutely crumpled under the weight of the collision, and they're trying to get it onto a flatbed to take it away. This crash happened more than 3.5 hours ago. These eastbound lanes still closed, as this was obviously certainly a lot to clean up. Now, San Antonio police say it looks like the driver was headed westbound when he may have had some kind of collision. The police don't think any other vehicles were involved. We could see the driver's side front tire was absolutely shredded, and you just saw what the cab looks like. Now, the truck crashed through concrete barriers that divide the lanes on Loop 1604, and it ended up on its side here in the eastbound lanes. The driver rushed to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries, and police shut down the highway.
So obviously, first things first, we got to process the scene. That's the most important thing. After that, we can do the cleanups. It is definitely, complicated work, but we got all the resources that we need on scene. As soon as that happens, we're going to open another roadway for you.
Now, you can tell from behind me that the traffic back going westbound, those westbound lanes that the driver was originally in, those are back open. They had been closed, but if you're headed that way, you're all good to go. But you don't want to be one of these people trying to head east, everybody being forced off onto the access road. The ramp to 281 is open, but the main lanes are empty. And until they get this truck onto the flatbed, it's likely to remain so. And they are taking their time. Obviously, that's a big machine that they've got to get out of the way. Live on the north side, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks, Garrett. You know, rain could really add to a traffic mess in that situation. Fortunately, not the case out there at 281 and 1604. But Mia, I know we've got another afternoon with chances.
Yep, absolutely. And you're right. We don't have a lot going on the north side of San Antonio, even across the central portions of Bexar County as well. It's a little bit of a different story, though. Over the past 20 minutes, an isolated downpour has developed on the far southern side of the county, south of 1604, right near 281. That's south of La Jolla as well as Thelma. It's weakened over the past 5 minutes. That's going to continue working its way farther off to the south as well as the west. Other than that, here in San Antonio, most of us, again, pretty quiet. We have a few more isolated pop-ups out west closer to the Rio Grande, and even more so across the far southern reaches of the area near places like Tilden as well as Cotulla. We're going to keep a 30% potential in the forecast for a few more isolated downpours to develop through about 7 p.m. closer to town before whatever's left out there on Authority radar starts to fizzle out after we see the sun go down. down. Other than that, it's just hot out there as we take a look at some of the weather watchers. 99 in Kerrville, 91 over in Leon Springs, upper 80s and low 90s, the common theme in and around Bexar County, thanks to the fact that we've had some cloud cover in place. A few more chances for some isolated pop-ups possible over the next couple of days. Then focus turns to temperatures. We'll get you those details coming up a little bit later on.
All right, we'll see you in a few. Thanks, Mia. We have some new insight into potential plans for a downtown Spurs arena. KSAT requested records for the Hemisphere Master Plan, including documents related to a potential new arena and upgrades to the Alamo Dome and the Convention Center. The city has withheld those records for now and sent our request up to the state attorney general's office. But we did get a series of third-party letters that were sent to companies that the city and the Spurs may be working with on a potential downtown project. The companies include engineering and consulting firms, the Alamo Trust, the San Antonio Local Organizing Committee, and Populous. That's a global architecture firm that specializes in creating entertainment environments and venues. The documents show the scale of the project could also mean upgrades to the Dome and the Convention Center, along with a new arena. Now, the Spurs officials, they have not commented on any of these plans. Their lease at the Frost Bank Center runs through 2032. Right now, it's unclear who would pay for a project like that or what the overall cost would be. You can read more about this at KSAT.com.
Now, a 2-year-old boy lost his life today. San Antonio police say that someone found him floating in a pool of the Villas of Vista del Norte. His name was Amari Job. Originally, his family thought that he had just disappeared. But when his mother found him, she did CPR on Amari until EMS got there. Little Amari was taken to the hospital but passed away. And we just learned the city of San Antonio is stepping up to help our friends up in Houston recover from Hurricane Beryl. We know that 23 San Antonio police officers went to Houston this morning, and they're going to be staying there through Sunday.
President Joe Biden is set to hold a rare solo news conference at the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. today as he wraps up that major meeting with world leaders.
And a lot of people are going to be watching that. The president faces growing pressure to leave the presidential race after last month's debate with former President Donald Trump. Now, our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has details on this pivotal moment in his presidency and also re-election bid. Julia.
President Joe Biden will face a major test when he takes questions at a solo news conference Thursday evening. This appearance comes at the conclusion of the critical NATO summit. It's an attempt to ease concerns, both abroad and at home, about his ability to lead. After Biden's disappointing debate performance last month, several congressional Democrats are calling on him to step away from the race, and every aspect of his performance will be closely scrutinized.
The challenge is he's going to have to fight back on this every single day going forward.
Biden says he is committed to staying in the race, and his campaign recently announced a, quote, aggressive travel schedule for the month. The president's allies have encouraged him to take on more unscripted opportunities like town halls and news conferences.
Joe Biden's never been a flawless, smooth, and perfect speaker, but he's always spoken from the heart. What my colleagues needed to see was him engaging and fighting, and that's what they're seeing.
Biden has held a historically low number of news conferences, including joint appearances with other world leaders, compared to his most recent predecessors at the same time in their presidencies. Each of them, of course, faced different national and international challenges during their tenure.
When he takes the podium this evening, it will be just the 15th time Biden has held a solo news conference, and the first time since November of 2023. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Okay, so you could watch the president's news conference right here on KSAT. That is expected to start at 5:30.
Child Protective Services has taken custody of all of the children of 2 parents who were accused of injuring a 4-month-old baby. CPS confirmed today that the 4 children belonging to Jacobo Jimenez Sanchez and Andrea Mena are in protective custody now. The pair was arrested yesterday. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says hospital staff noticed that 4-month-old baby had a head injury back in May while treating the child for vomiting. During the investigation, the sheriff says another of the couple's children told them that he saw Sanchez throw the baby on the floor. We learned today that this is not the first time this family has dealt with accusations of violence. What our Katrina Weber found. That's coming up at 6 o'clock.
Now, right now, a search is underway for this man that you're looking at here, Ronnie Palmer. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says that Palmer is a person of interest in the murder of a Harris County Sheriff's deputy. Now, 28-year-old deputy Fernando Esqueda was tragically shot and killed last night. Officials believe that the deputy was ambushed after he found Palmer's car after an incident. Now, the Harris County Sheriff's Office says that Palmer pistol whipped a Little Caesars employee last night after the worker got his order wrong. Investigators say that after the deputy found Palmer's car, he was attacked and then shot. Investigators also say at this point they don't know who that attacker is, but they also haven't said whether it's Palmer. Now, Governor Greg Abbott spoke about this tragedy today, saying, quote, "Our hearts are with the family and loved ones of Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Fernando Esqueda, whose life was tragically taken while protecting his fellow Texans." The state of Texas is offering its full support to our local law enforcement partners, including Texas Department of Public Safety troopers and special agents who are assisting in the manhunt to ensure this dangerous criminal is caught and brought to justice.
We've also learned the name of a Texas soldier who was found dead in Tennessee back in May. The body of 23-year-old Katia Duenas Aguilar was found in her home, and the autopsy report says that she died from nearly 70 stab wounds. Duenas Aguilar was based at Fort Campbell, but she's from Mesquite. She enlisted in the Army back in 2018, and so far, no arrests have been made in this homicide.
Now, making headlines today, actress Shelley Duvall has sadly passed away at the age of 75. The Texas-born movie star was widely known for her roles in The Shining, Nashville, Popeye, so much more. Duvall passed away this morning in her sleep at her home in Blanco. Her publicist said that she died from complications with diabetes.
We told you about that mess at 281 and 1604. That's definitely still ongoing. But here's another backup. I-35 at Space Center. You can see traffic is at a crawl there on the main lanes during this 5 o'clock commute. Well, teaching a kid how to ride a bike can be a little bit scary. For kids and for parents, if we're being honest. But did you know that there is a nonprofit that can help with that? It's called the Gisalo Cycling Initiative, and its focus is creating a positive outdoor experience for kids on bikes. They teach the basics of bike riding etiquette. Christina Solorzano says as soon as a kid starts walking, that's when you should get them on a scooter or a bike. Starting with a balance bike at an early age can teach them balance and how to balance their body. She suggests that you skip the training wheels.
Because their legs act as the training wheels. Okay. So if you start doing that, the kids will learn to balance their bodies, learn to balance on the two wheels. And once you see them being able to just scoot around everywhere and just fly on their two wheels with their feet in the air, that's when you know they're ready for pedals.
Gisalo has a lot of information and videos that can help out families. You can find all of that at KSAT.com.
We want you to stick around. Still ahead, you know what the heat does to your body, right? But what about your mind? We're going to look at what happens to our brains when we're continuously exposed to excessive heat.
Plus, you've seen the images in Hurricane Beryl's aftermath, but we're taking a look at how much money natural disasters have cost so far this year. Still to come. Coming up tonight at 6, in his recorded interrogation, he said it was an accident, shooting and killing his roommate. Today, the jury heard from that defendant as he took the stand in his own trial. Why he says the killing of his roommate was self-defense. Today at 6.
So if you thought the damage from Hurricane Beryl was bad, well, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is saying, get ready, because it does expect to see more natural disasters. Let's just look at this week, for example. We've had Beryl in South Texas, tornadoes in the Midwest, wildfires in California. As of June 9th or July 9th, NOAA says that there have been 15 confirmed weather disasters across the U.S., and each of those has left more than $1 billion in damages.
What we're seeing today is really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what people can expect. We expect without mitigation for things to just keep getting worse.
So let's go back a little bit more, because NOAA says that in the last 5 years, nearly 2,000 people in the U.S. have died in weather disasters, and the storms have also left close to $620 billion in damages.
Well, we all expect to be hot and a little uncomfortable in this South Texas summer heat, but did you know that it can affect your mind too? Studies have shown that excessive heat triggers stress, anxiety, frustration, even cognitive difficulties. One study linked days of extreme heat with higher rates of mental health related ER visits. Now, extreme heat does not cause mental health issues, but researchers say it can make ones that already exist even worse.
When we are trying to cool down, it creates a lot of stress on the body. And this releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which triggers the fight or flight response. And this is why we may feel a little bit more agitated during heat waves.
Protect your mind and your body by avoiding being outside during the hottest parts of the day. And when you are out in the heat, wear light clothing, take frequent breaks, and remember to stay hydrated.
You know what your body needs.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look outside with live cam. Of course, another hot one out there today, but a little more blue in the sky than this time yesterday, Mia.
Yep, absolutely. And even this morning, it was mostly cloudy out there as well. Of course, when you get some of the breaks in the cloud cover, that helps temperatures heat up. We're in the low 90s right now here in San Antonio. Yes, it's hot, pretty seasonable for this time of year, though, as you can expect. And we all know that it definitely could be a lot worse. There have been a few isolated downpours and a couple of thunderstorms that have developed across parts of the area this Thursday afternoon. Coverage hasn't necessarily been as high as what we've seen the past 48 hours here in San Antonio. Again, we were talking about that little downpour on the far south side of Bexar County, south of 1604. That continues to fizzle out, but you notice that little green line that is moving farther up to the north through the central portions of San Antonio. This is an outflow boundary, some of that rain-cooled air coming out of those downpours and thunderstorms. Sometimes that can help trigger additional development, so just know that's something we will be monitoring over the next couple of hours, generally through sunset. Pretty splash and dash, pop up, fall down. That's been the trend of the activity that we've seen today. We had a little downpour once again that developed in southern Guadalupe County, right near the Guadalupe-Wilson County line, and then some thunderstorms that have started to come to an end just to the west of Hallettsville. A few more isolated showers and storms working across parts of the southern Edwards Plateau, western Edwards County, just to the southwest of Rock Springs. Some of the highest coverage that we've seen so far this afternoon, though, near Dilley as well as Cotulla, that's stretching over to southern Maverick County near the Rio Grande. So we'll keep that 30% potential for a few more isolated pop-ups to develop here closer to San Antonio, generally through about 8 to 9 p.m. Then, like the past couple of days, whatever is left out there on authority radar looks to fizzle out thanks to the loss of daytime heat. Looking ahead to your Friday, for the most part, throughout the first half of the day, I think will be pretty dry, just a 10 to 20% potential through noon. Then as we get into the peak heating time of day, 3, 4, 5 p.m., another 30% potential for a few more isolated downpours and non-severe thunderstorms to develop. We'll definitely take whatever we can get. While it hasn't been for everybody each and every day, some of these downpours, especially if they're slow to move, can drop up to an inch of rain or maybe even a little bit more in isolated locations, and we need it. This is the latest drought monitor update that was released actually this morning. It does not include the rain that we saw yesterday or Tuesday, but you can see we still do have these two pockets of extreme drought, one across the hill country, another out west near the Rio Grande, the worst droughts along and west of the I-35 corridor. Looking ahead, another 30% potential is in the works on Saturday, a very similar setup to what we've seen today and we'll see again tomorrow. Then notice rain chances come down by the back half of the weekend and into early next week. That's going to be thanks to this high pressure system that's going to nudge a little bit closer to our neck of the woods. You can see temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, even low 90s across parts of the deep south near the Gulf Coast. Check out this heat high, though, across the desert southwest. It is 115 degrees right now in Las Vegas, 113 in Phoenix. Of course, a little bit more of a drier heat, so the heat index isn't as bad, but that is still very, very hot. That high pressure system is going to move closer to the Rockies by Sunday. Again, here's the one off to our east. It's going to move closer to San Antonio into the start of next week, which is why focus will continue to be on the heat with highs in the upper 90s into early next week as well. Right now, low to mid 90s closer to the San Antonio area, some upper 80s here and there. If you do tap into a little shower, a brief reprieve and some of that heat tomorrow will start off in the mid 70s. Highs head for the low 90s. And then again, focus will turn to the upper 90s into this weekend. By the way, that's also when we could see some Saharan dust. We'll talk more about that coming up at 6 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Mia.
All right, let's move away from the heat right now and talk about the Spurs. So now if we want to buy tickets for their preseason games, we could do that right now.
Yes, you can do that right now. And I'll tell you, the excitement is building because of Victor Wembanyama and all the additions on the Spurs roster. So the Spurs released their preseason schedule today. We got it for you. Plus, it's time to meet Warren's new head football coach. Coming up.
Oh, super excited. You know, I was a head coach at Geneva, but I have not been a head coach of a 6A program, and so it's been real exciting.
Matthew Arafat is excited to take over the Warren Warriors football program in Big Board Sports. We are less than 3 months away from Wemby and the Spurs tipping off their 2024-25 preseason schedule in early October. They'll play 5 games in 11 days to warm up for the regular season. Tickets for those games are on sale now at Ticketmaster and Spurs.com. Let's take a look at the Spurs preseason schedule. Their first 3 preseason games are all at the Frostbank Center. Monday, October 7th against the Thunder, October 9th against the Magic, and Saturday, October 12th versus the Jazz. They'll close out the preseason on the road, October 15th at Miami, and then Thursday, October 17th at the Houston Rockets. In Las Vegas last night, the USA basketball men's national team faced Canada to start their exhibition schedule as they prepare for the summer games. Offensively, Team USA struggled, but defensively, they look pretty good, and Team USA wins easily 86-72.
We got a long way to go to get to where we want to get to, but it's a good first start. I thought the best thing about tonight is defensively we was in tune. Offensively, it's just some things that all about timing. That's going to take time with more practices and things of that nature. But I thought we had all great intentions tonight, and it was a good start for us.
Team USA is now headed to Abu Dhabi to face Australia July 15th as they tune up for the summer games. Led by new head football coach Matthew Arafat, the Warren Warriors are getting ready for the upcoming high school football season. Arafat was defensive coordinator for the Brennan Bears for the past 9 seasons, and now he's just right down the road from his old school to lead the Warriors.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Brennan, you mentioned it being down the street. The opportunity came up, at the very end of last football season. And so, from the interview process to getting the job to getting in here, it happened, in the span of about a week and a half. So basically came back from Christmas break and got right after it with this team. And so it's been a really exciting time getting to evaluate these guys, getting to know them, understand the community and the families here, and getting the ball rolling heading into spring.
The Warriors are lifting as they prepare for their regular season opener Friday, August 30th at Laredo United.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Gary. We'll be right back. Checking back in on that traffic mess at 281 and 1604. That cement truck is now on the shoulder of the road. Hopefully they are closer to opening things up there and getting this mess cleaned up at 281 and 1604.
We'll continue to keep very close eyes on that. Also the radar through about 8 to 9 p.m. for a few more isolated pop-up downpours that could develop before all of that fizzles out into the overnight. Looking ahead to your Friday, more of the same, especially into the afternoon. Highs reaching for the low 90s, right around 93 here in town. Then those rain chances come down into the back half of the weekend and temperatures come up into next week.
All right, thanks, Mia. We do want to make a note. We got an update that now President Biden's press conference is expected to start at 6 o'clock. It's been pushed back just a little bit from 5:30.
And we expect you, or we would love for you to join us for that. And then KSAT News at 6. And we'll see you then.